I think the biggest reason that I wanted to become a big brother was just the chance to give back. I had a rough childhood growing up, and I feel like whenever you're in a position to give back, you definitely should do it. I know in the orientation it talks about the stats versus a young man, that it costs to put a young man or woman through Big Brothers Big Sisters versus putting somebody through jail, and just the exponential cost of a young man going through jail and having to go through the system versus helping somebody else in Big Brothers Big Sisters is just monumental.
I was like, Mom, I want a big brother. And then she's like, well, I don't know where to find one. And then I was like, look on that Jack in the Box sticker. I've been waiting for a brother for about 4 years. I was just like, man, when am I gonna get this call about my big brother? Cause I have a lot of sisters, so like they don't like to do boy things, so I feel comfortable. I feel kind of comfortable, but still like 25% nervous.
25%?
He looks kind of like me. I think he was cool because he can fly a helicopter and he likes to ride a motorcycle. And I think
Big Brothers Big Sisters has been an incredible opportunity for not only our organization, but myself personally. It has resonated with me watching the lives of these children actually grow and develop and actually see how much of an impact can happen in their lives. I was fortunate growing up, having a lot of opportunities given to me. At the right time in my life, a mentor stepped in and made a tremendous difference. For me as an individual, it completely woke up everything I ever understood about what it was like to be mentored, and I could see that impact. It definitely resonated in such a way that it shaped how I actually focus my life going forward.
It was like real special. Like, he was like my best friend, like really like family. We were really close. Like, we were matched for 10 years, so he's always been there throughout my life. So like just constant support. So like that's a really special thing to have. You know, I've gone and played football in high school and was really successful at that. And I've always just pursued my interests. I'm the vice president of my National Society of Black Engineers chapter, and I always work with them, and we constantly give back to the community, and we hold tutoring sessions for local students. For the past 2 summers, I've interned at UCSD in CUIT2, it's a research center, and I've learned to work on Android applications and data mining. When I was growing up, I never really had a lot of athletic experience, and Leon was really supportive when I started playing baseball in middle school, and later on in high school I started to play football, and I became really successful in my sophomore year. I was starting on the varsity team, and I continued to start, and by my senior year I was one of the best players in San Diego. I got to play in the San Diego All-Star game, and then in college I didn't continue to play football, but I continued to be successful and achieved like a 3.8 GPA. And he gives back a lot, you know, to me and in other ways, and I've become a good community leader, I think, in some ways.
I would say that there was a lot of influence from my big sister in my success today. It probably started with me at 10 years old visiting her in her dorm room in college and feeling like that was actually possible for me. When growing up in the environment that I grew up in, it really wasn't expected that I would go to college. So at my wedding, my big sister and her husband and daughter were there. Her daughter was my flower girl, and my little sister was one of my bridesmaids. And we all got to meet for the first time at the rehearsal dinner. And there were a lot of tears there. They'd heard about each other for so many years. Just bringing them together was, I don't know, it was kind of a impactful moment in my life where it was like introducing one family to another. One of the neatest things about being a big sister was the day that I asked my little sister why she enjoyed being my little sister, and she said to me, "You're the one person I know is going to show up." And it was such a simple statement, but just show up. And it's heartbreaking to think that that's all she really needed in her life, was somebody who was actually going to just show up. There you go.
When you're 11 years old and you don't have a dad in a big city, the world can be a scary place. And with Robert around, I felt an element, I felt like I wasn't alone. Never in this 40 years that I've known him has he ever criticized me. He's just always been supportive, you know. He's been a great friend. We meet on a regular basis and share our lives, our successes, our challenges, and we just try to stay connected.
How often do you?
He just never gives up on me. And it's really hard for me to stay composed when talking about this because it's been just so important to me, you know, and made such big difference in my life. I don't know where I'd be had I not known him, because he is the closest thing, yeah, to a dad that I ever had.
No wonder you're emotional.
And he kind of planted those seeds, you know, that anything was possible. And not by, well, just by his example. He showed me that if I persevered, anything was possible.
Say that one more time.
And my life turned out okay. My younger brother didn't have a big brother, and his life didn't turn out so well. He means so much to me and my whole family, you know, and I'm forever grateful for all that he's done.
Yeah, he definitely empowered me that moment, and it was a pretty incredible experience. I remember we took off from Gillespie Field in El Cajon, and just in that environment, you put the headset on, it's a pretty intense situation, you know, at least for a kid that's 7, 8 years old. And remember taking off, and once we got up to a cruising altitude, and we were flying all over, we even flew down to the coast. He let me take the controls for a little while and kind of fly it around, and that was just a pretty awe-inspiring moment. It really was. And it was, I think I was a bit shocked too when I was holding on to the, you know, the controls there, and he says, okay, it's all you now. But I held it steady and did just fine. George was very responsible for instilling some of these very specific values, like giving back to the community and in society in general, and trying to get involved with organizations such as this. And I got to tell you, it was a bit selfish, but such a great feeling when Saquon told all the directors in the tribe that we could, you know, identify a charity. And to me, it was just the first charity that came to mind was Big Brother Big Sister, because of the positive experiences that I had in my past. Yeah, just thank you for you know, giving me the time and reaching out and being a mentor and a big brother to somebody that at that time just really appreciated having that that guidance from a different perspective outside of, you know, mom. And you know, I really thank you for everything you've done.